Um, um, are we live now? Are we live? Now we're live. What the hell just happened? What? Chat, I have no clue what's going on. YouTube bugged out or something. Are we live? Chat, are we good? Are we? Yeah, I think we're live this time. Can someone check to make sure we're live for good? Someone check.
Hello. Yeah, everybody says you're live, dude.
Holy shit. Okay, chat, I have no clue what just happened. I did the usual thing, the intro and stuff, and someone's like, hey, you're not live yet.
Hello, everybody. It's Real Texan. We're back. We're streaming.
Yeah. So chat,
just do the introductions, dude. You're live.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what just happened, but we are live on this beautiful March 12th, 2025. I gotta re-upload the freaking link now. So people I don't know. This is the first time this has ever happened. Every other time, okay, live now had technical difficulties. Yeah, I don't know. Chat, I really don't know why that did that. So, give me a second. I gotta post the link. Yeah, well, thank you, YouTube, for that one. Thank you. Alright, now we are officially live, everybody. I hope everyone's had a great day. We're joined by John and Real Texan. Yay.
Well, hello.
Yeah, I can't get over what the hell just happened. Whatever. Now, before we continue today's stream, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel, best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chat's best way to get your questions answered. Already got a super chat. A glitch EV for 2, the Lesbian League of Assassins attacked Rap. That's real. An RA for 2, Ukrainian hackers attacked Rap. No, just YouTube fucked up. So, yeah, that was YouTube's fuck up. Not mine. I take no responsibility for that one. No responsibility whatsoever. Alright, Republicans do good in New Hampshire. Okay, yeah, so there's a lot to talk about today. Yeah, chat, I'm sorry. If I'm out of right now, anyways, the thing. So.
Get to the news. Okay. All right. First off, New Hampshire. Dean Shaheen's not running for re-election. That's the big news of the day.
Yeah, so the stream was supposed to be about the CPI stuff, but we gotta talk what happened in New Hampshire, so, what's her name again? Shaheen?
Jean Shaheen.
Yeah, so she officially announced her retirement from the Senate. She's like 78. She was one of the senators on retirement watch. And listen, usually when you're pretty old like that, it makes sense to retire. Like, yeah, you're old. Get out of here. But at the same time, I wonder if she did that because Chris Sununu's going to run, it sounds like. Which I was not expecting. For those that don't know, Chris Sununu is going to probably run for the Senate seat. I don't know who reported that first. But
yeah, I thought we were all settled with Scott Brown, but no.
Yeah, so now Chris Sununu wants to run. What a freaking loser! Unbelievable. This guy. Listen, why did he run in 22? Why? Does anyone know why he didn't run back then? Like an actual reason.
I honestly think he might have had presidential aspirations and then
he probably
out.
did, but like you're telling me you could have ran back then in 2022 and you would have easily won because what he ran against again? What's her name?
I forget.
Yeah. But the point is, like, we could have I don't know, this is stupid. We could have had a
Maggie Hassan.
Yeah. We could have gotten rid of Hassan easily. Sununu would have won by 10 points. And we could have got Scott Brown in 2026. Scott Brown, is he going to run now?
I don't know, honestly.
I mean, like, I don't know why. I don't know. This whole
thing is, the problem is now if he does, I mean, yeah, I have a divided primary.
Yeah, now we gotta freaking run him in 26. Just this, Sununu's a hack. Listen, I used to like the guy. I used to think that he was actually pretty good. But,
I mean, he probably doesn't like Scott Brown, so I don't know.
this whole thing's a mess. Like my stream, it's a complete mess. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
You also know that Shaheen got her start by defeating John Sununu.
Really?
Yeah, that's his brother.
What goes around comes around.
That's real.
Yeah, this is different John Sununu, not John E. Sununu, not his father, John H. Sununu.
Yeah, isn't he the more conservative one?
I'm guessing. I don't know.
I thought he was.
It's the Sununu dynasty, New Hampshire.
Yeah, Sununu's been around forever there, so. Sununu is better on the issue. No, Scott Brown's more conservative. He is a.
I would
way more
rather Scott
Islamic
Brown,
immigration.
but I mean, honestly,
Okay.
I mean, best case scenario, we could get both.
Well, that's the thing now. It's like if Sununu runs now, you're probably he's gonna beat Pappas. Pappas is strong, but we'll see. American Nerd for 2. Sununu is a hack who screwed us too many times. Yeah, he did. A glitch EV for 2. What if Scott Brown runs for Congress instead? I mean, he could, I guess. But, what district would he run in? What's a more competitive one? New Hampshire, like, first?
Probably, and isn't that the one that Lily St. Williams always runs in?
I think so.
Or is that the second?
Yeah. I don't know for sure, but we could have had a more Republican district of, again, Sununu. Why is he always involved in everything? I know his family's like a big name in New Hampshire, but every time it's like, oh yeah, if Sununu did this, we would be in a better situation. But no, he did nothing for us there. I mean, did the guy do anything for years? Even though he had like a super majority somehow? I don't know. It's a mess. Alright. But yeah, so as of now, I think the race is a toss-up for New Hampshire Senate because we don't know for sure who's going to run. Like, it's probably going to be Sununu versus Pappas, and I think Sununu's a favorite. Because, like, what was his approval when he left? Like, 58% or whatever?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, Sununu, he's, I'm not a big fan of him now, but I think he would win pretty easily. So. Alright, also like the bigots in Alaska. Yeah, it's a good comparison, actually. American Nerd for 3. Which Dem will retire next, Warner or Durbin? I'm guessing Durbin. I think Dick Durbin retires.
Durbin is. Well, someone's saying Warner. I don't know. Yeah, Durbin's
Warner,
like
he
80.
might. He might. We'll see, though.
Durbin, I think, is 80.
Wait, what?
So he could. Durbin is 80, so he might retire.
Yeah. All right, but if Warner retires though, run Youngkin. That's what I gotta say. Just run Youngkin and be done with it.
Warner is only 70, so that's actually kind of young.
Yeah.
He might run again. He might go for re-election.
All right, so enough for the New Hampshire stuff. I have a full video planned for later today on that. So point is, I think it's a big win for us because now we don't got to worry about that. I'm not saying we're gonna win the seat, but I think we have a good chance there. I think we have a really good chance there. All right, so I think it's time we look at the what was the big news the day before the Shaheen announced retirement. So we have new economic data. February CPI inflation falls to 2.8%, below expectations of 2.9. Now again, 0.1 does not seem like that big of a deal, but February CPI is it's the first full month of Trump, I believe, right? Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because January 20th, duh. So this was the first month of, hey, what Trump is gonna really do with it? And CPI in January was 3.0, I think, or 3.1, and now 2.8, which again, that's still not good, but it does seem like, even though it's very early, his policies might actually be working. Like, John, what are your thoughts on the inflation stuff? You're the intellectual, so.
Right. So again, there's a multitude of factors going on here. We just declared an energy emergency, which means that we're going to be pumping out more energy. I know that Ontario actually is going to continue the power, but I don't know if we called off the emergency. And I would not be surprised if we didn't call off the energy emergency. So yeah, obviously more energy production equals lower CPI, but the tariffs equal higher CPI. Domestic production increasing to on a rapid scale would also seem to lower. See, there's just all these factors going on. My general expectation is to see in the short term a raising CPI, and so this is just generally I'm not going to call this a fluke or anything, but what I will say is that I'm happy that it seems to be stabilized. Maybe we just, do so well on energy production and all the other factors that we're doing to lower the price of goods that we actually are able to keep it steady. I think like that could be my best hope is that CPI stays steady or maybe slightly lowers. I don't expect it to dramatically lower, but yeah, no, this is good news generally because it means that we're not, creeping up faster than we would expect to. So this is a good thing.
Yeah, and actually, I got the inflation data here by item. So I'm gonna read some of this. First, American Nerd for 5. Break of election wizard. Massive stock market rally underway as investors react to positive news, which shows inflation cooling off. Yeah, so there's a big rally today. It did go down a little bit. It did have a little bit of a slump, but I think it's back up now. I could be wrong, but Cole Langdon for 2. Here in Idaho, I bet Rice will retire. He might. A glitch Evie for 2. Did you see what happened in Greenland? Yeah, so I think all the parties are like pro independence, but I think like the one that's like pro America took second or something. Like 25%.
Right. So this is kind of the breakdown. The Democratic Party won the election with 30% of the vote. They're like a center right party and they support slow separation. They are more invested in European ties than American ties. But here's the deal. The previous government was under the second and third place parties. The ruling party prior in the coalition was the socialists. They lost a bunch of seats, but they can still form the same coalition with the nationalists. It's just that the nationalists will be the senior partner in the coalition now. And so those two parties, the socialists want a break, but they want an environmentally friendly break with Denmark, and the nationalists want a very fast break. So I would expect if those two party up with one of the one of the smaller parties that they've been with before, I would anticipate Greenland beginning discussions to leave Denmark. The socialists can always make it more complicated, but
Always
it seems like the
socialists.
governing it seems like the governing I'm calling them that, they call themselves like leaning left, but I
Yeah,
really think they're
bullshit. In
socialist.
Greenland? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So anyways, maybe leaning left for them. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's I'm pretty sure that we're seeing Greenland move towards independence with this election result.
All right. Alex Maddox for 2. Canada slapped more tariffs on USA today. Yeah, but the big one was the electricity one they cut. So that was the one I was concerned about, but they realized, oh wait, Trump would actually who freaking knows what he would do with that one, but and Nari for 5. Some idiot caught fire while torching Tesla, charge a station, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah, I don't get the whole Tesla thing. Like, okay, you don't like a company. Why gonna burn down, like, an environmentally friendly car? Or friendlier, supposedly. I thought the whole point was they love those type of cars. Like, they loved Teslas 5 years ago. So now they're gonna
Well,
burn it
now,
down.
well, now they're newsy cars.
They're what?
Now they're newsy cars.
Oh, gosh.
They're cars representing the billionaire elite that are stealing all the wealth of this country and hoarding it for themselves. Yeah, no, like all these people have been made severely mentally ill,
Yeah,
and
they're
there's
mentally
just
ill.
there's no coming back for many of them. But there's a lot of them that will reject this. It's just yeah, Democrats basically have made their own like core voting based terrorists. Pretty bad.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, seriously, that's what they are now.
Well, no, we were labeling them anybody that like harms these places. We're calling domestic
Well, they
terrorists. I don't
are.
know if you saw that news.
I mean, this is the American company producing cars that are clean for, that's helping to clean the environment up. That's the whole goal of it. And it's like, you're gonna burn it down? That has to be bad for the environment, right? Like, burning up a car like that?
It's a lot of precious materials that can't really be efficiently recycled. You're creating a lot of waste. You're wasting a lot of time, and you're destroying capital And when you do that, you're harming your country, not helping your country.
All right, so I'm gonna look at some of the inflation stuff. Food went up only 2.5%, which actually below all items. And the thing is, it basically got all carried by the egg stuff, which now egg prices went down a lot. So again, this is for the month of February. I think for the first half of February, so it may not be the full data. But the point is, it's like the big increases in inflation are basically eggs. That's what it looks like. Eggs and electricity, surprisingly, or
Yeah.
natural gas.
So guys, I know you guys. I gave a very guarded prognosis when it comes to like the economy, but one of the things that could explain why we have a really strong economic like turnaround this early in the administration, it's just like if that happens, I'll just be like chalking it up to the last administration was that bad.
Yeah.
Like it was that bad
They were both
that like we're not necessarily doing the best economic policy for the lowest price goods. We're doing a really good for long term, which is why we need to stay with the policies. But um, short term, it's not supposed to be as good. But if it ends up being good short term, that's just a testimony to how bad the last administration was.
I agree.
Wow.
I mean, like that past administration, they were both incompetent and evil. They want America to die, like as a
Yeah.
country. They did, but at the same time, they're so dumb. It's like these people actually like they thought they were actually doing like a good job. It's like we're doing such a great job. It's like you guys suck. Get out of here. All right. K Cover 5. They hate Teslas now because they lost Elon. If he would have stayed apolitical, nothing would have happened. But because of TDS, he's now an enemy. Yeah, I mean, it's like, wasn't Tesla like the first American car manufacturer in like 100 years or something?
Yeah. Yeah. The domestic manufacturer. We've lost a bunch of plants. We've lost a bunch of things. It's really funny because like that was the thing we were talking about when like they were talking about the tariffs affecting car prices on Dodge Rams. It's like the story about that's not, oh wow, the cars are becoming so expensive for Americans under Trump's policy. No, the story is, wait, why is one of the most American brands, Dodge Ram, why are they producing cars outside of America?
Yeah.
And like we all know why, but like the average person may not, and it's just
Yeah, and people, and I would argue, like, if you start, like, having these jobs here, you start making stuff here again, yeah, short term might increase prices, it's going to more than likely, but long term, it would just make things cheaper and, like, make inflation less of an issue. Because if you produce
Right.
stuff here, you don't have to worry about, like, China pulling your shit or something.
Look, it's like you don't have to think about China or anything else. You don't have to attribute malice. It's just the global market is unstable, and it will never stop being unstable because there's too many variables. If you have a domestic market with vertical integration where everything's being made in the same freaking country, then inflation is stabilized. And that's the point.
Well,
Stable inflation is what keeps a country from falling apart.
I mean, like 50 years ago, like Ford made everything in America, including like all the parts and stuff. Now it's like, yeah, we still got some of the Ford plants here, but we just build all this stuff in Mexico and ship it here. That has to cost more money, doesn't it? Because you have to transport it.
There are extra costs. It's transporting parts from like 6 or 7 different countries that actually does add up to the bottom line eventually.
Yeah, so what's the argument against like making stuff here? Because yeah, on paper it might be cheaper, but when you factor in like transportation, when you factor in taxes, tariffs, all that stuff, it's probably more expensive. At least in the long run. I could be wrong, though. I could be completely wrong, but to me, it just seems like common sense. Like, yeah, if you have to import parts from China, Mexico, Bangladesh, it's like, wouldn't that be more expensive? I could be wrong, but
Well, when we can make domestic production less expensive if we continue down the path. Getting rid of 10 regulations for every one regulation, big move towards making domestic production cheaper, as well as doing all these things, making sure there's just no boundaries or anything. And we will have to figure out what to do with the unions. But once we kind of settle something, I think like you can actually make it pretty cheap to produce in America.
yeah. Let's see here. The great tragedy of American auto manufacturing is assembled in America. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way. Visiting Empire. You know, yeah, it used to be made in America. Now it's assembled in America.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened. They just ship all the jobs overseas. Like, yeah, we're making stuff here, but you're not really making it. You're just assembling it. You're just doing 2 things and you're done. Not
Right.
good.
So OJD is bringing up the fact that people in Mexico work for $15 to $20 a day, and so that's the main point that people are going to say that makes it cheaper to get your parts from 7 different countries is cheaper labor. But here's the deal: what if, in tandem with the increased labor cost, you decrease overhead, you decrease legal fees, you decrease regulation, you decrease every single other thing, including corporate tax, and every other boundary or barrier that a business has to deal with in other countries, then the increased labor costs can actually make economic sense for a country, and that's why they're moving here.
All right. Simple logic for 5. Unfortunately, the Democrats, a lot of them are just beyond saving at this point in time. Yeah, I would say like the vast majority of them are gone. They're still, it seems like based on the polling, there's like 20-30% are like, okay, what the fuck happened to this party? Like they support Trump now. It's like, I don't know if that's real or not, but I guess we'll see in next year if that's real. But Billy McJoe for 5. A DNC pollster Clarity campaign has put out a Trump +4 in approval, then Harris +4 in late October. I saw that. I saw the Supreme Court poll, which is like a tied race. So, American Nerd for 2. Didn't Trump buy a Tesla yesterday? Yeah, I think he did. He's like, did he say something about credit cards? Like, yeah, they're a scam. It's like he uses a check.
I didn't hear that part, but I saw him get inside the red hot Tesla. It actually made me jealous. I wanted to go get one.
Yeah, I know
But
I'm pretty sure he said like, you know, I don't use credit cards. It's a scam. It's fake money. That's what he said, I think.
no, well, when he got into the car, he said something even funnier. Like he got into the car and he was in the driver's seat because he probably hasn't driven in decades, and he sits there and he goes, "Wow, it's all computer."
That's just a
So,
wholesome boomer right there. It's like, oh yeah, it's all
yeah,
computer.
it's all computer.
The anomaly for 5. What did I miss? It just got here a little bit ago. We're talking about inflation and stuff. American Nerd for 3. Any news of the Wisconsin Supreme Court race? Polling has a 50-50 right now. So
Yeah, there's a brand new poll that came out. Oh yeah, Wisconsin. Yeah, there's a brand new poll.
yeah, it was.
Actually, that poll also included the superintendent
Yeah,
race, I
I think
believe.
we'll see. We shall see what happens.
Yeah, I
There.
think I'll have to pull that one up as well. Because I think that one had Brittany down by 3, but both of them were only in the 30s. So there's like a lot of undecideds on that race. So
Yeah.
let me pull it up here. It's from Politics and Poll Tracker.
Yeah, can you pull that up? All right. Trump's a funny guy. Oh yeah, he's hilarious. It's like I don't get why people hate Trump so much. He's just a funny guy. Like yeah, he says stuff that might make some people question things, but
Also, just in from Bricks News, Volodymyr Zelensky says Ukraine will not recognize any territory occupied by
can both
Russia.
sides just lose this war? Can both sides lose? Are you freaking serious? He just agreed to a ceasefire. Both sides are jokes. Like, I don't get why people ever supported either side. Why? Both sides are just inept. They just both suck. End the damn war already. Good lord.
I think Hollywood just had to tap him on the shoulder and say, "Hey, you still need to keep going. You're still at war."
You can still win this war. You just gotta throw, you know, 1 million more people at the front lines.
And it's really
Also,
funny. They were talking about there's actually like EU officials. I don't remember which specific EU official said this, but like they were basically talking to a crowd, and they were like, "Well, yeah, ideally this war continues until 2029, 2030, at the latest 2031." And so that's the European mindset towards this war.
All right. Simple logic for 2. Will Tyrone ever come back? He's busy a lot lately, now for obvious reasons, but he comes in every once in a while, so.
He's just preoccupied during this time of day. If we ever do like an evening stream, he probably could.
Yeah,
show up.
I was thinking doing an evening stream for the debate tonight in Wisconsin, but I thought, you know, I last time I did that, I jinxed us, so not gonna do it this time. Ukraine's losing Crimea. Yeah, so at this point, Ukraine gotta accept it. They're losing that chunk of territory. Just accept it. I know it sucks, but
no, he has to be the strong man. He has to be the Hollywood leader. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to Wisconsin. So
yeah, pulling from who did this again? On Message, you're a good pollster.
on message, A+ pollster from AFI.
Hey, if I mentioned, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Schul's title with Susan Crawford. So I think it's going to be a 50-50 race right now. It could change again, you know.
And Underly is up. Underly, the Liberal is up by 3. Kinzer is the conservative
That is
Democrat.
bad for a Democrat running for that seat. That is awful.
Yeah, that is basically undecideds are probably like absolutely insane. Oh, here's a look like we have a source that also has favorables here.
Oh yeah, give me the favorables up here. So okay.
Okay. All right. Let me see this.
I got this pulled up. There we go.
Okay. So Schimmel is -1 favorable. Crawford is +2.
Yeah, that's usual for a Republican. Actually, that's
Um,
actually pretty good in Wisconsin for a Republican.
5% undecided.
Oh, interesting. So over half of voters identify crime and public safety as the most important issue. Ooh. That is actually good for Schimmel. So basically the big issue is crime.
So top 3 basically, okay, so top 3 issues, 37% say fight and uphold the rule of law, 20% say reducing crime and keeping violent criminals off the streets, 19% saying ensuring that abortion is available and accessible in Wisconsin. So
that is
abortion's number 1 for Democrats.
Everyone else is like crime.
Yeah.
So that is not good for That's not good for Dems. Because, like, of course, everyone knows the abortion voters are Dems. Can we stop pretending these are independents? Totally. These are totally independents, everybody. Surely. But for real, it's, the polling right now has it actually, the biggest issue is crime and public safety. So, that means a bunch of these independents or undecideds, they're saying it's crime. That is not good for Crawford. That is not good. And remember, this is Wisconsin polling. This is not a polling, this is a state that has some pretty bad polls in it, so. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, and I think AFI also noted that this poll does have a very, very slight right R bias. So
On Message has a kind of they do Republican polls, they do, but it's not by 15 points, like 0.7 or something.
So I could see this being like tilt Democrat, but
I think it's 50-50.
We'll see. Yeah.
50-50, I think it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Madison undecideds. Yeah, the undecideds from Madison, I'm sure of it. I'm sure there's undecideds in Madison. You give me a freaking break. So basically, GOP voters care about the real important issues, and Democrats care about fake issues. Yeah. Democrat voters only
the big Democrat issues right now, I think, are democracy, abortion, and stopping Trump.
Well, no, it's not really stopping Trump now. I think someone in chat said this. It's like stopping Elon. Like, they hate Elon more than Trump now.
Well, they probably just match both together as like.
Oh yeah, the same person. It's like the orange.
Throwing both. I mean, they want to throw both of them in prison. So.
All right. K Comfort 2. Is it just me or do Dems think Wisconsin is deep blue? Yeah, I don't know why they think this. It's more competitive than their Rust Belt states.
Well, the problem is it tends to be blue in off-year elections because Madison is like the turnout machine and the rest of the state doesn't budge. But
well, that's the big question. Like, will these people vote in Madison? If they're demoralized and they don't vote, they're fucked. They're utterly screwed. Remember, they did not vote in the superintendent primary, which was effectively a Democrat primary, and they didn't vote for that. Kenosha turned out more than you. That's not a good sign, but we'll see.
Staying in Wisconsin, so I think yesterday we had an announcement. Rebecca Cook is running again
against Van Orden. She's gonna lose again. Derek Van Orden, that guy's gonna win by like the skin of his teeth every time. Barely wins.
Yeah, so I mean, she's a fairly strong candidate. I mean, Van Orden only won by like 2 or so. When Trump won the district by around 7.
Yeah,
so,
like 7.
I mean, looking at that underperformance, I mean, it kind of seems like it. I mean, I could see Van Orden go down next year. I think there's a chance. I will. If Crawford wins, it's more likely that Cook wins next year.
We shall see.
Because I think honestly, if Crawford wins, I'd probably put both I would probably
if that
just
happens, they're gonna freaking pull some shit.
well, yeah, if that happens, then I think Van Orden
Van
probably
Orden's
goes
fucked.
down, and
Steele should be
Steele is
fine.
what?
He
Well,
that
it
guy's never
depends.
gonna.
Well,
That guy's got that seat for as long as he wants, unless they. I swear,
no,
if
they
they
might
actually do
redraw.
that shit where it's like, yeah, so it's actually we're gonna
They
cut
might
Madison
redraw
in
the map.
half. So
Yeah,
what?
that's that's literally what Susan wants to do. That's what
That's
she
true.
wants to do.
That's true.
Cut Milwaukee in half, cut Madison in half. So it's a fair map, 4-4.
All right, chance of Drazik for 5. Do you see Rick Wilson call for the death of Nazis? Pretty much anyone he disagrees with. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he called for basically the assassination of Trump and Elon Musk.
Again, it's like both can be true. Nazis are bad, but like honestly, what percent of people are actually Nazis?
Yeah, he's calling. He's calling for the assassination of Nazis. But the thing is that he's been calling Vance, Musk, and Trump Nazis for months now.
Yeah.
Actually, years. If you go, I mean, he's been calling Trump a Nazi probably since like
So,
2018 or something.
but
So,
like actually, like what percent of people are actually Nazis in the year 2024 or 25, I should say? What percent?
well, the average Democrat will say about 47%, but
No, they say it's a majority. Actually, it's a majority now.
yeah, because well, not a majority because Trump didn't get a majority of the votes
Well,
technically.
friggin' yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
That's why Democrats have the mandate because Trump didn't get 50%.
yeah. I'll be shocked if it's more than 2. It's like probably like 0.1%. Like in the real world. Like yeah, there's racist people out there. I'm not denying that, but of actual Nazis, nah. Yeah, sure. Which by the way, you know the funniest thing about this? John, you may know this, but like, has there ever been an authoritarian that's cut the size of government?
Yeah.
What?
There's a couple of different examples we could go through in history, but mostly the uh you know it's a weird thing where if you're talking about fascism and authoritarianism, sometimes it declines into a different form of like kind of classical liberalism, like in this is kind of like the common explanation of what happened to fascist Italy. Um, uh, there's a couple of situations where that happens, but I probably would do France and Italy have done it before is kind of where I would stop with that.
Okay.
Um,
I just know for sure. You're the smart one, so just asking.
yeah.
All right, K Cup for 2 just got a text from the Crawford's campaign. Yeah, I've heard the campaign's a joke. Like they're apparently they're campaigning on Waukesha. That's what they're banking on. It's like they're going to these Republican houses and they're like, oh, we're gonna knock on these Republican doors. Surely they're gonna vote for us. Surely. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, they'll probably film it for an ad. Like they'll talk to a Republican voter who's actually just like a Lincoln Project guy.
Yeah, they're gonna find
Probably
they're gonna find the Waukesha Lincoln Republican. So.
Yeah, like I'm a Republican voter, but I'm sick of MAGA.
I'm a Republican voter. It's like that one shitty ad that Harris had in 2024. It's like these guys are, you can clearly tell are not Republicans, but it's like, oh, we are totally Republicans. Chance Drazik for 2. Wilson's pretty much the average schizo boomer. Yeah, I agree. Those people are nuts. They gotta be thrown into insane asylums. They have to.
Vivek is tweeting again, getting the cell phones out of school. Seems like his biggest issue is cell phones in school.
Is that his whole freaking campaign?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the reason that the kids are falling behind. Might be a reason. One of the reasons, like number 20.
They're falling. Yeah, they're falling behind because of high school football.
Oh my gosh! Go ahead. That dumbass gonna run on that, isn't he?
Tim Ryan's gonna win the high school football coach vote. Holy shit! That actually, like honestly, that seems like a Republican demographic, to be honest.
Oh, they are. Yeah, I would assume so, especially in Ohio.
The high school
football coaches, they vote for Tim Ryan. Oh my! Don't give him ideas. Don't give Tim Ryan any ideas.
Well, I mean, he's literally filmed a ad, throwing footballs at TVs about, when during the
the
debate.
shitty football ad. Yeah.
He'll probably do that again, honestly, and You know, I mean, if Vivek wants to get rid of like high school athletics, and that actually would be a perfect thing for Ryan to run on, and he probably would win, to be honest.
Yeah, so this is what he's talking about. Has he talked about this like 100 times though?
Ryan or Vivek?
Vivek, it's like, get the cell phones out of schools.
I don't know if he would. I mean, I feel like, well, he's definitely in a campaign on getting cell phones out of schools, which does seem to be bipartisan now, because I think Pritzker's done a similar thing, but
I don't know, the whole thing just seems kind of overblown. That's kind of like, that's not the real reason that school, like, grades are declining, but... Glitch EV for 2, the ads Democrats ran to try to appeal the men in 2024. Yep, yep, you know what I'm talking about. The Mr. Republican, the guy that's, like, stopping porn and stuff. I remember those ads well. I still think that helped Republicans at the end of the day, but we'll see.
yeah.
But yeah, so Vivek, this is why I support Yost, by the way. His campaign's a joke. Listen, what is he running on? What is Vivek running on, actually? Does anyone know?
It seems like education is his big issue.
The talk
It's
about
basically,
actual
I think
education issues.
Well, like, the really funny thing is that Vivek's education positions are actually really bad. And I say this because, like, I have multiple family members that have been in, like, teachers in the education system. He wants, quote unquote, merit-based education. And what he's saying, what that means is your kids' test scores determine your salary. But guess what? Guess
It's
what?
dumb.
If it's not relative to how much you improve their already pre-existing test scores, and you're just judging them based off of like overall test scores across the field, you don't get to choose which group of kids that you teach. It's very clear. It's based off of the necessity of the school. It's not based off of like what you do. So if you have, well, number one, if school's not compulsory and kids just don't show up for half the year, well, you can't be blamed for them not scoring high in the freaking class. And also this just like incentivizes everybody to do worse, because in order to keep a higher salary, the teachers will give out higher grades, and they will give out higher grades for kids not doing as good of work. So the quality of work doesn't improve. You just are incentivizing teachers to give out fake grades. This is just really stupid.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
You know what that reminds me of? No Child Left Behind.
Yep, that's what it is. It just no child left behind again. It's like, it's worse shitty somehow. Because all you're doing is saying, oh yeah, test scores are everything. It doesn't matter how much you improve it. You just gotta have high test scores. And like, what do you think a teacher what do you think a teacher's gonna do? If her salary's dependent on like test scores, what do you think would happen? Like, actually.
Basically curves for everybody.
Yeah, that's all curves.
So
Go ahead.
so if you get a letter grade as your score, then you go up a letter grade or something. I don't know.
No, it's like everyone gets like a C minus for sure.
Yeah, so the
Yep.
lowest grade you can get is 70.
Yeah, it is South Korean garbage. Vivek's plan is South Korean garbage. It's not going to help anyone. It's not going to improve anything. But at the end of the day, like, I just wish, like, if Vivek's like this like business guy, and he's supposed to be, he's not actually, but he's supposed to be really good at business and venture capital.
He's
Then
full of
why doesn't he stay in his dadgum lane? Why doesn't he stay in his lane and do policies based off of what he's actually good at? No,
If he
instead
wants
he's gonna.
bring, South Korean or Japanese work culture to Ohio, that is a terrible idea.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do. He just wants a billion slaves for GDP growth. That's Vivek.
Because you also got to look at their, and I probably can't say it because YouTube, but their rates of, what?
Oh yeah, it's like they have very high depression rates, and a lot of them off themselves. They do.
If Tim Ryan could effectively attack Vance, or not Vance, or Vivek on that, Ryan could win. Ryan could legitimately win. I mean, you think it's hard enough to, because Mahoney is like stubbornly red now, but if Mahoney goes blue,
Yeah.
then yeah.
This is the problem with like what he wants to do. Like his plan is make Ohio South Korea. Yeah, South Korea is like very advanced and all, but it's like they're one of the most miserable countries on earth. They are, and like don't they have, like, yeah, South Korea has, like, what's the birth rate, like 0.6 now or something? It's like some ridiculously low number. It's like 0.6 or whatever. It's not
And it
stable.
also, well, I mean, there's you have the 4B movement, but you also, I mean, probably people just don't have the time
Yeah, they don't.
to raise a family.
Well, like this comment says that everyone's working 14 hours a day. Do
I
they
mean,
really
it's
have time
also
for
the same thing for
families?
same thing for Japan. People don't have time to raise a family.
Yeah, so.
It just feels like such a solid condemnation of our integration efforts that this guy that was born and grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, has no concept of what's good about America or what's bad about East Asia. He's just like he's supposed to be like, oh, second generation immigrant, normal American citizen, but he has just no fucking clue what America's supposed to be. It's actually kind of bizarre, and it's disconcerting to look at. We have a lot of people like Vivek in this country, and it's really again, I'm not trying to say anything like bad, like let's kick them all out. I'm not saying that, but it's just like we have to reckon with our failure to integrate people and
I mean,
figure out how to proceed.
I've accepted he's gonna win the primary.
Yeah, I think he's gonna win. I'm hoping Yost somehow pulls it off. Yost
But
just got shafted. This whole thing, he got absolutely screwed. But
honestly, Vivek just needs to. I mean, he needs to visit like South Korea or Japan and see the culture
oh
firsthand.
no,
Now I'm not. Now
GDP
I'm not
though.
saying. Now I'm
GDP
not
though.
saying. Now I'm not saying he needs to. Let. I mean, cell phones in classrooms. Yeah, you could probably still get them out, but don't turn. But that's probably like the best you could do. Honestly, well, I don't know. There's probably other options, but
All right, American Nerd for 2. Imagine if Vivek runs on teaching kids a code. Oh my gosh, no, don't. In Ohio, can you imagine if Republicans start running on? Oh, just learn a code. Just learn a code,
yeah, isn't
everybody.
that what Democrats were telling West Virginians for like the
Yeah,
past like 30 years?
I swear,
Started
if
with
that's
Al
his
Gore.
slogan,
Like literally, I think Al Gore, since Al Gore were telling people in West Virginia to learn the code, that was basically like the beginning of the downfall of Democrats there. And now they're extinct, but
all right, Rodallo for 5. People like Vivek are the reason why MAGA is screwed after Trump advanced. Yeah, I mean, like I trust people like RFK and Tulsi, but like, man, we're in a
I don't
shitty
know.
position.
I mean, Vivek, I hope he would. I hope he'll be a decent
I
governor.
think so
I
too.
hope, but we'll see.
American Nerd for 3. Rap. Thoughts and trust if he decides to run. He's not gonna run. If he wants to get rid of Vivek, he would support Yost. I'm guessing. We'll see though. We shall see. He's mad at Nikki Haley. The funny thing is, Nikki Haley's better on the issue of immigration than Vivek. That may be the most ironic thing of all of this. Like, she
Oh
literally
yeah,
called him out. Now, I think it's because she understands politics a little bit more, but it's like, she literally called out Vivek for supporting mass visas. That's what he's.
yeah.
They're gonna turn Delaware County into like Fort Bend County.
Well, it's funny because somebody pointed out that Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy are actually come from two different distinct groups of India that hate each other, and that this might just be like an ethnic squabble brought to the United States.
Oh my
But
god.
Probably so, because
but
I think
That's.
Nikki Haley is Punjabi.
yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like Nikki Haley saw fresh blood in the water and she struck, and it had nothing to do with anything that she had been saying for the past like 2 years, but it was like basically just her like promoting what we actually should be promoted, which is like pro labor, pro MAGA, pro American kind of rhetoric, which is really funny.
Man Milk for 2.
Geez.
Sergeant Breath for chairman to join the Chiefs. I don't know who that is. So.
Okay, so Vivek is I think Tamil, and Haley is Punjabi.
Well, that explains a lot of the debate stuff.
Or I guess
uh,
Tamil speaking Hindu Brahmins, Brahmins, that might be the thing.
yeah. Vivek reminds me of Bush era domestic policy. You know what? You're not wrong. Some of the stuff he's pushed for is like Bush 2.0, but modern or whatever you want to call it. All right, we
Yeah,
need.
new skin suit, new skin
Yeah.
color, obviously different policy.
So
No.
again, like Vivek, he's a. I'm assuming he's a smart guy. He has to understand this shit's dumb. He has to understand that, right? Surely.
No, the problem is that you can be smart in one field of study and you can be really dumb in other
That's
fields.
true.
And the whole deal with Donald Trump, why do you think Donald Trump listens to so many different people? Sometimes we fault Donald Trump for listening to too many different people and then making bad decisions. But at the end of the day, Trump's actual brilliance in like any of his policy, it doesn't come like a lot of it doesn't come from his direct experience. It comes from him being so good at processing information other people give to him. If Vivek's not willing to listen to other people, he's not going to be a good governor.
All right, Stephen Howard for 5. Is Vivek pretty good on illegal immigration? Hopefully, if he gets in, he'll be good on the issue and won't have much sway in legal immigration. Well, he's one of those people that like says, "Oh yeah, illegal immigration is bad. But we need to import 30 million legals, illegal
It's
immigrants."
legal good, illegal bad.
Yeah,
That's
it's the same thing. It's like what's the difference between importing 30 million illegals versus 30 million legals? What's the difference?
Well, the primary difference is supposed to be safety and health and like because like when people are legal, we can check if they're vaccinated. If people are legal, we can check their criminal records and all this other stuff. But the problem is like we still process too many people to actually have proper background checks of these people on a yearly basis. It like that's my opinion. I think like you're not going to even have quality immigration control. Whereas like and I actually don't want this, but like if like we're going in marginal steps and we're going to reduce immigration first, it should be argued that we reduce immigration for the sake of better vetting and quality control when it comes to who we bring in. Because we just don't have that right now with bringing in like a million people a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just yeah no.
All right. Let's see. Hold up. What? Vivek is an example of an intellectual without logic. Yeah. He sounds smart, but you hear what he actually says sometimes. It's like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? We gotta be like South Korea and China. We gotta stop watching. What show did he reference again? It was like Whiplash. Yeah.
He referenced Whiplash, but he also referenced Steve Urkel from Family Matters because he's like, "Well, you guys praise the jocks and you don't worship on the altar of Steve Urkel from Family Matters." And if you guys never watched that show, it's basically this like suspendered, glasses donned, nerdy black kid that's like, "Did I do that?" That's his catchphrase.
he's a funny guy. We love Steve Urkel, but like we love him because he's like the stereotypical nerd. It's not because it's not because we want to be like him.
No,
We just think he's
Texan.
funny.
You don't understand. You're supposed to wear suspenders. You're supposed to wear striped shirts. You're supposed to snort like he does, and you're supposed to study 80 hours a day in order
80 hours a day.
in order to get ahead in life.
Yeah, it's like you have like 4 books open at once. It's like you're reading 4 books at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We do love Steve Urkel, though. We love him. He's great. He's funny.
So what did Trump receive? I'm a bit late, as always.
Welcome. Yeah, so CPI went
Hello.
down more than expected.
We've been discussing Vivek a lot.
Yeah, so
well.
which speaking of Vivek, I still don't get the fact like why do you compare Whiplash to anything? What?
That was like the stupidest part of this tweet. Like when that tweet first came out, I was like, "This is pretty dumb." But now reading it again, it's horrifically stupid. It is like a parody of like what and I mean, Indians are technically Asian on the census, whether you agree with that or not. It is like a parody of what an Asian dad would say, but like this is actually real.
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things where it's like, first of all, who's he referencing that? Like, either the teacher that beats the shit out of the student or the student that gets the shit kicked out of them. Who's he referencing there? Like, who does he want you to be? Like a domestic abuser or what?
By the way, I think SoCal also needs donations for his poll because On Point is broke and dealing with a bunch of Florida stuff.
Yeah. General Hydra for 2. Do you guys know Keinstein? I don't know who that is. It's K-Cup for 5. We don't want to be like Steve Urkel, sorry Vivek, but most high school boys want to be like Saffron Iroquois. If you know, you know. I don't know who that is. Sounds familiar though.
If we're going to encourage kids to act nerdy and stuff, the bullying rates are going to skyrocket, and so will the S-word rates.
I'm confused between Vivek and Haley's family origins. Both are Indian, just different types.
Okay, there are different types of Indian from different parts of India. Apparently, the people in the north of India hate the people from the south of India, and vice versa. It's all these like
Basically,
giant.
like South Italians versus North Italians, but like with North Indians, I wouldn't say they look white, but they just look kind of more Persian, whereas
But
South
but like
Indians
but
look like the
but like
stereotype.
the difference is in Italy they just have a normal economy. In India you have a caste system.
Pretty
So
much,
like
yeah. No, it's
yeah,
like
so
it's
like
very different, obviously.
we're literally importing caste system ethnic struggles into our politics. By the way, and something that someone else pointed out, it's kind of very uncomfortable to realize that Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy were like two of the three first people to apply to be the president of the Republican Party, presidential nominee. The third one being Trump. So that's, why are we having two non-American people be the first people to try and become the American president? That's something that
Anyways.
I think we should kind of try to
Wasn't
pay more.
wasn't Bobby Jindal one of the first to run in 2016
Oh yeah,
as
you're
well?
right. That's a name.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long
That's a
time.
name. That's a deep reference there. For those that know, he was a former Louisiana governor. He was pretty shit. So
He was the original Nikki Haley.
yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing is, Haley, or at least Nikki Haley's son, is now to the right on immigration to Vivek, which is
Well,
I
I
don't know
think
how.
he's doing that because he hates Vivek. That's what happened.
Yeah, they hate each other. They
uh,
really hate each other, like in a way that, yeah.
well, did like Vivek like literally on debate, like on the debate stage, literally alleged she had an affair or something?
I don't remember the 2023
Like
debate.
something about her daughter on TikTok.
Yeah, her daughter on TikTok, and she like started crying or some crap. It's like I remember that. Yeah, because I know
Yeah,
she had the
also,
affair stuff, but.
Lee Zeldin is saying that today is going to be the most consequential day of deregulation in U.S. history.
Ooh. How
Yeah.
much we talking?
I don't know.
Thank you. Well, that's another thing with the whole like inflation stuff. That's gonna like that's the one thing I don't think people are ever talking about when it comes to inflation. The amount of regulations we got. Like how many pages of regulation America has? What is it now?
Well, I think one of the craziest things that I heard was that like the list of regulations like we can't know how many total regulations there are. It's an unknown number, and it's also unknowable. It's unknowable, which is like one of the most terrifying phrases I've ever heard
It's
someone
like we
tell
don't
me.
even know. It's like some regulation from like 1922 that like we don't even know about. That's actually kind of sad.
How like if we're like enacting all these regulations, how in God's green earth are we not capable of knowing how many regulations the country has? That's like an insane thought to me.
Well, and
Like,
that
wow.
well, that's what happens. It's like some random agency they make like a random like regulation 50 years ago, and then they like some agency wants to go after like some random Joe. It's like, oh yeah, this regulation from 1921 that no one ever heard about. We could get you for this. Throw you in jail for
Yeah,
life.
I just
I
need to
just
clear
found a
house.
video of a protest at a Tesla dealership, and the entire crowd. There's nobody under the age of 30.
Can you send this?
Yeah, let me see.
I gotta see. Is it old
And they have
white?
yeah, and they have a puppet of Elon Musk giving the salute.
Oh my gosh. What is this? No one's under the age of 30. Yeah, they're all old. What the hell? Like you can't see the whole crowd, but they all look freaking old in white. I don't get
I
like.
remember.
Go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go
No,
on.
I
Go on.
remember 8 years ago when like the women's march was going on. I mean, it was younger, and the people there were actually below the age of like 40 on average. Like I knew of people from my high school who attended those things. Like nobody below the age of 40. Like I know this is what the tweet is saying, but it's actually really nobody below the age of 40 or even 50 attends these
Yeah.
events en masse.
Well, I think the thing is like they're the ones protesting. The ones that are under 30 are the ones that are like actually blowing up the cars.
I mean, you're probably not wrong, but even then, it's like the problem for Democrats is like they're banking everything on these old ass white boomers. That's what they're banking on.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is they're all dying off. Eventually.
Well, I mean, the Republicans relied on boomers for a while, and the theory is that they're always going to be higher propensity voters than the young people. But based off of the new tactics that we're learning, I think we're going to turn these low prop Trump voters into moderate prop, high prop voters soon. So I think that that's not going to work out for them.
Yeah, and like speaking of Democrats, I mean, when their messaging's like this, I gotta pull this up.
Yeah.
And by the way, they have a new logo now. They're back to the donkey. This looks ass. Why does it not look right? Oh yeah,
Donkey
They've
looks
always
ass.
they've always had the donkey.
I know,
so
I know they've always had a donkey, but this looks worse somehow. How'd they fuck it up? It's such an iconic logo. What is this shit? Again, I'm a critique of like graphics and stuff. This is stupid. This looks horrible. Who like did they get some like random designer off the streets? Like to make this shit? It literally looks like they did it in 2 seconds. This looks bad. Bad. But yeah, there's like a tweet I'm gonna pull up that kind of proves what I'm saying. Let me pull this up. Where is it? They must have deleted it. Sorry, might have Democrats. I gotta find it. Oh yeah, I guess pull up with the jobs thing. So, do you guys see the jobs graphic? Like the amount of Americans filing for unemployment. You guys see this graphic by Dems? So
No, I did not.
For those that don't know, usually when they have graphics like this is usually the swing states. You may notice a certain state in this graphic.
Well, yeah, Georgia, but the original one is South Carolina.
Yeah, it was South Carolina. But look next to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, New Jersey.
New Jersey and Virginia.
For those that don't know, usually when they have graphics, both parties do this. They only talk with swing states.
Well, they got to pull those. They have to have those because of the governor race this year.
I guess, but usually those are swing states they talk about.
Yeah.
And right now they have New Jersey.
The big 7 plus the 2 governor races.
Yeah. So, I mean, we gotta wait for more voter registration numbers to pop off, but Dems are not looking good in New Jersey right now. They're not. All right. K cover 5. Democrats' new donkey logo inspired by Shrek 5. Oh gosh, don't mention that. Glitchy.
I don't think we discussed Rahm Emanuel during the stream.
Who?
I think Rahm Emanuel, he's running for president. Apparently.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. And Glitch Evie for 2, the Timo Democrat logo. Yeah, basically it's off-brand logo. It's shitty. Breaking. Rand Paul is voting no on CR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done. That's over.
Freaking loser.
We're getting a shutdown. Let's go. Well.
Rand Paul is utterly worthless. Like, what the hell, dude? This is your opportunity. You have the leverage in September. And you're to do this crap? Really?
It was Susan Collins even vote for it.
I think she will.
Murkowski or...
Well, because it doesn't change anything. I don't get what the point is. It changes no...
they need 60 votes, don't they?
Well, there is a loophole around that. So... Basically,
yeah, I mean, Democrats are completely united against it because they want to have the Republicans shut down.
Yeah. So there is a thing where it's like they get 45 days or whatever. Then they only need 51, I think, or something like that. We gotta see. American Nerd for 2. Democrat donkey looks like it's wearing a clan sheet. Oh gosh. Rand Paul fell so fucking hard a few years ago. Yeah, but didn't he not endorse Trump in 2084? Right?
Yeah.
I don't think he did it. I don't think he did. But then after the fact, it's like, oh yeah, I supported Trump all along. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure.
It's a little late, but I like Trump now.
He's so full.
Yeah.
I like Rand Paul, but dude, come on.
Yeah, no, it's just like at this point, like I also see some people lying about the bill, the CR, and like some of these libertarians are basically saying that we're trying to increase spending rather than like sustain it for 6 months at the same level. So yeah,
another 20 trillion to Israel.
They're literally just lying in order to make themselves look good. They're lying for posture points. They're lying for that. Again, it's like this thing. It's like, okay, well, number one, I am glad you have principles, but if they're being used by our enemies for evil, then I really, really don't like you deciding to do this.
Yeah.
I get we're not the Democrat Party. I get we're not a lockstep party, but like this is survival of our country. Can you please just shut up and
American Air for 3. Rand Paul's the Massey of the Senate. Well, yeah, he is. But it's like, I don't get what he's like, dude. This is your first time in your career you can actually get shit done. What a joke. I really don't get what they're trying to prove. Like, are they just trying to say, oh well, we held the line or some crap like that?
Are you guys talking about Massey?
Massey and Paul.
Paul is whatever, but like because like we have enough Senate seats, but Massey's really getting on my nerves. And also Paul is usually a team player, despite his faults. Massey is just like
He's deranged.
okay, he has principles, it's nice. Can you but we only have a 1-seat majority, basically. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Adam. Oh, wow. Adam Schiff is voting against the CR.
Wow.
Wow. That's a big surprise.
Wow, it votes no. Yeah, Rand Paul's a no. Freaking loser. Get out of here, dude. You gain nothing.
So is Rand Paul against Doge or something?
You know what's going to happen? When they start having negotiations for September, lock out Massey and Rand Paul. Lock them out completely. Don't even listen to them.
It is really funny because think about it. Like the entire premise of these guys' lives is to try and shrink government, cut spending, blah blah blah. This CR continues to fund Doge. Adam Schiff on the other side of the aisle is voting no because quote it will allow Doge to continue cutting government.
Massey was saying, "Oh, the Democrats want this bill to pass." What the hell are you talking about, dude? What Democrat voted yes? That was Jared Golden. What the hell are you talking about?
And Golden's probably going to get punished by his own party.
Yeah. I mean, this freaking... Listen, Massey, I know he follows me, but it's like, dude, what the hell are you doing?
And Golden might not even win the primary for governor at that point.
We'll see.
I mean, he might still run.
Simple logic for 5. Iraq veteran 88 was really reading about the CRX. Libertarian Republicans have no tact. I mean, yeah, they have no strategy. They're just like, oh, it doesn't cut spending by 80%. We gotta vote no. The point is, it freezes spending, that's probably the first CR to ever do that. It freezes spending, and it sets it up where by September, we get a permanent deal done. But no, he has to throw a hissy fit like this. Why is it 60? Because it's the way they do it, it's a little bit different. But then there's a loophole where they wait 40 days and they can get it down or something. So
yeah.
All right. I think we have an announcement on Lee Zeldin's stuff.
What?
EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin announces largest deregulation effort in American history, slashing regulations on energy and power and the auto industry among the biggest of 31 actions. This is expected to lower the price of energy further, making electric bills cheaper on top of gas. We at the EPA will do our part to power the great American comeback.
W's a chat for Lee Zeldin, by the way.
Yes. W's for Zeldin.
Great guy.
King Zeldin is back. Well, actually, Emperor Zeldin, we should say. Actually, no, the
All right,
Zeldin, I should say.
Now let's talk about Rahm Emanuel, the former mayor of Chicago, former ambassador of Japan.
I got a quick super chat to read Joshua for 2. Oh, this is going to get some people pissed off. As much as I'm against AIPAC, we need a solution. Okay, so the whole AIPAC stuff, listen, guys. I got really pissed off last night when I saw that guy say, alleging that, like, Israel killed Massey's wife or something. You guys see that?
I heard that. That was really dumb.
Guys,
that was really
she died of cancer. That's what happened. It's cancer.
The Jews beams cancer into her bones. Yeah, no.
Didn't she already? I thought she was diagnosed years ago.
It was a long play.
Oh yeah, before even like he got to Congress, it was a 20-year play. These people are nuts.
They were like, he's going to run for Congress one day. We need to give his wife cancer.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, what's this news about this bozo running?
He wants to run for president.
Wow, Rahm Emanuel, former mayor of Chicago and Obama chief of staff. Man, what a great combination.
And the ambassador of Japan under Biden.
Man, what a great combination. You're the former mayor of a shithole
who I believe also banned Chicago. Sorry. Who also banned Chick-fil-A in Chicago city limits, I believe.
Yeah, so this is the guy that may run. This guy's gonna run.
Because Chick-fil-A is triple K chicken
Yeah, but
because
remember,
of
Chad's talking about
K's
guys.
and stuff.
I think APAC should be banned. Like any foreign organization like that, I think should be banned. But at the same time, not everything's a grand conspiracy. That's what I'm gonna say to that.
And I'm pretty sure there's like other Israel packs as well
Yeah,
that
there are.
never get talked about.
Well, because APAC's the main one, which again, I'm against all of
Yeah.
them. I think it should be illegal. I don't care that these are citizens. I don't give a shit. These countries, it's obvious who's backing these organizations. So,
You know,
anyways,
I'm not gonna make direct accusations, but I will say to everybody that like screams about this all day. Did you know that Jewish people find other ways to get money into our politics than AIPAC? Like
Anyways,
they all think it's like this like one-dimensional machine of like, well, like all the bad stuff goes through AIPAC. Nothing else bad ever happens outside of AIPAC. It's just that's all the bad money in politics.
Yeah.
It's just
this
through
is
AIPAC.
literally the Alex Jones clip of him just going.
yeah, that's what it is. But again, I'm not saying I think all foreign lobbies should be banned. I don't care if it's Israeli lobby. I don't care if it's Turkish. I don't care if it's freaking Qatar or whatever. I don't care.
Azerbaijan.
Well, I mean, like
where
that's a really important thing because like we have a lot of Qatar money coming into our politics,
Wasn't
and
that what
nobody
Quayle got
seems
caught
to
for?
care.
Was it Qatar?
Dan
it was
Bilzerian is being paid by
Azerbaijan, but
Qatar.
there might have been some Qatar in there too. I don't know.
It's Qatar, not Qatar, and Dan Bilzerian is being paid by them.
Anyways,
By the way, I looked it up, and the Google Translate lady says Qatar, so I say Qatar
Qatar,
because I believe in the Google Translate lady.
Qatar,
Okay,
I
because I
thought.
think. All right, let me say because I think Qatar is the Arabic way of saying it. Qatar is the West. Qatar is the Western way of saying
yeah,
it.
like when we grew up, I don't know if it's like the whole country, but definitely in the South we say Qatar.
All right, Jemai
Yeah.
Mashiga stand for 2. I'm not an Israel fan, but the ideas people are insane. Yeah, again, you don't have to be like shilling for Israel, but at the same time, why does everything have to be a conspiracy? Why?
Yeah. Shout out to Geography Now for teaching me the proper pronunciation of Qatar because
Ramp's full of shit. He wants to ban outside groups that's fine with the Catholic influence. What the hell are you talking about?
What? Wait, what is this?
What?
What?
You're saying you want to ban every outside group except Catholics? What?
What? I literally
Yeah,
railed
we're-
against these Catholic organizations a week ago. I literally said they're scams. I'm against all these organizations. I don't give a shit, like, if it's Israeli, I don't care if it's India, it doesn't freaking matter. It should be banned.
No, you're obviously in bed with the Catholics and the Catholic elites.
Oh yeah, I'm
you know.
Catholic, so I'm like in bed with them. Yeah, sure.
The only foreign lobby I support is the foreign lobby of attractive Danish supermodels. Every other lobby should be banned.
I went to a Russian church once. They've had a KGB card, like a membership card at the front door.
Well, like the Kremlin, what?
Yeah. I walked into the Russian church, and right in the narthex there was his phone, and it started ringing, and I pulled it open, and it was Vladimir Putin. He was telling me he really wanted my help to subvert the American populace. It's just...
All right. Let's see.
So
Nola Tubbs. Yeah. So again, the Catholic stuff, guys. I'm Catholic. But I'm not saying like, oh yeah, we have to let these organizations go. No, they're freaking shit. They're freaking importing people illegally. I want them gone. Let's see. Rap is controlled by the Catholic Church of Pope Francis. Let's see. Massey Rand want not the slow reform, but mass reform all at once. Mass is called for using an insurrection act on blue states over trans defiance. I don't think it's real, but I don't know. Anyways, talk more about the tariffs to Canada's response. Canada kind of bent the knee, but then they talked big again. So give it a week. The only recent great conspiracy that I kind of believe is that the Maui chief. Oh yeah, I can't really show that, but the chief of Maui, Hawaii, has interesting ties. That's what I want to say to a certain person in New York. Anyways.
Oh yeah, that was
Jeffrey.
Look that
No,
up, guys.
no, the other one. Not Epstein.
Look that up, guys.
Oh yeah, the D guy,
Yeah.
The daddy guy. I don't know.
Well, gosh.
Daddy.
Joshua for 2 reminds you of the people who freak out over pizza. Oh gosh, not this again. No, it's not 2017 again. Stop it. Anyways,
No, you need to walk into a pizza parlor and have a schizophrenic breakdown. Like,
It's
you need to do
real.
that. You need to.
These are just grifting organizations. Yeah, get rid of them. I support getting rid of all of them. So
President Trump says that Chuck Schumer is a Palestinian.
that would be my
This is
favorite
true.
tagline.
I love it
true.
when he says that. Oh my god, it's so funny.
He doesn't give a shit. It's like, yeah, dude, you go live in Palestine. Anyway,
He used to be Jewish. He's a Palestinian.
the funny thing is that might actually the funniest thing about that is that probably helped Trump's vote share with Palestinian Americans.
Have you seen that Curb Your Enthusiasm clip where Larry David's like exiting a bakery and the Palestinians and the
Yeah, I saw
Israelis?
that.
That is
That's the hierarchy according to the Democrats here.
Yeah, no, we found the logic why you burn down Tesla businesses and why you destroy Tesla vehicles. Like, we found the perfect logic in
Yeah,
put
I
in the
gotta
chat
look.
just
I gotta
now.
pull this up. Yeah, what the hell is this?
Tesla,
this is how
Elon,
you
Trump,
win.
Republicans, Russians.
These people are freaking insane. They actually believe this crap. By the way, Tesla goes down, then Elon. Isn't Tesla still like record highs?
They were
No,
dropping,
because
but
their
they just
stocks are collapsing because of
Well, I have my takes
democracy.
on what happened to stocks, but that's kind of a conspiracy. I'll say that.
the stocks moved down to levels they were around October of last year, and then this morning, before the stock market even opened, they were bouncing. So
Well, because yeah, it's Tesla stuff. So
yeah, they're back up.
but it's like, first of all, why are the Russians somehow impacted by this? How?
Because we're doing everything in our power to make sure the Russians win.
Because Hillary Clinton is always right.
Do you think Trump's gone too far with tariffs? No.
If
It's gonna
anything, he hasn't
sting,
gone. If anything, he hasn't gone far enough.
That's real. We need 80% tariffs in Canada now. Nobody needs electric cars, but it's like, okay, don't have to support electric cars. Don't freaking firebomb them.
A man in Charleston, South Carolina, was seen spray painting "F Trump, long live Ukraine" on a Tesla charging
They're
station.
very stable people.
Then trying to spurn them with Molotov cocktails before inadvertently setting himself on fire. Look, this is according to Breitbart.
That's. Anyways, leftist memes are so cringe. It's like they're made by bitter ex-girlfriends.
They're made by 60-year-old boomers.
They're made by schizophrenics. So pro Ukraine Simps are sort of range that they use his anti-Ukraine stances as a Musk for hating on him 24/7. He doesn't even hate Ukraine. He just says stop the killing. I just want the world to stop killing itself.
Actually, we need to keep killing Russians because democracy. Anyways,
yes, attacking a private company will cripple Trump. And Finis, he's worth freaking $350 billion still. Wow.
Oh, then we need to take away all of his money and throw him in prison and.
Will you be streaming the Supreme Court debate?
We need to make him pay a $1 trillion fine for crimes against humanity.
Yeah, for supporting Trump.
The ICC will probably have a warrant for.
Yeah, I'm saying telling Elon do not leave America. You can't. It sucks, but I don't think he can ever leave America. Same thing, like Trump, I think can, but Musk, because the ICC is going to immediately go after him and say, "Oh, you did crimes against humanity. You try to support the Orange Man." So
yeah, you support Russia, so yeah.
The sad part is like that's why the ICC is a scam, anyways. But thankfully, Trump pulled us out of that crap. You know, I just realized I'm reading the meme more. It's like the corner's like people pushing it. Oh my gosh, fuck Trump and fuck Elon. Very stable people, everybody.
New York City Democrat tries to violently charge at border czar Tom Homan in Albany.
What? Send that.
The man seen in this video is Zohran Mamdani, Assembly member and New York City mayoral candidate.
Oh. Hey, New York, you have some very stable people running for mayor. Good job. I don't
Isn't
get,
that the social? Actually, isn't that the socialist running for mayor of
I
New
thought
York?
so. No, honestly, I thought like the whole like why do Democrats prop these people up? Just why? Do they seriously throw out every single sane person in their party, and they're now left with like these people? It seems like it. Really seems
Yeah.
like
Okay.
it.
Zohran is the member of the DSA.
Oh, that explains it.
He's born in Uganda.
What?
He was born in Uganda.
Elon literally supported Ukraine for free when no one else would, and they still hate him. Yeah, he supported with Starlink for free, but no, that's not enough.
Yeah. He's pro-crime.
Is he actually?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Fun. All right, so I think that's kind of it. Anyone got any more things to say, or are we done? Is that it?
If Zohran Mamdani were to become mayor, New York City would completely collapse.
Yeah, it would collapse on itself. All right.
But
Is there anyone?
he's not gonna become mayor, but it's gonna be Cuomo.
It's gonna be Cuomo, or yeah, it's Cuomo. All right. If anyone got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, comments, send them now. Last calls for super chats, folks. Last calls for super chats. Any last thoughts, anybody?
The more people you import that do not believe in inalienable rights, the more alienable they become.
Oh, speaking of that, hold on. I forgot to mention this. So, everybody here knows probably Robert Barnes, right? He's like a big lawyer and stuff.
Robert Barnes.
Yeah.
So, there's something. So he had a court case in Seattle yesterday, or something. Like he was involved with it, and this is what the judge said. This is King County Judge Pyrosine. I have to say your name. This is real quote. There is no place for the Constitution in this courtroom, and the Constitution is not lawful authority.
King County, Washington, that's Seattle.
That's Seattle. This is a judge actually said this. They said the Constitution is not lawful.
Because it's racist.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. And let me guess, I'm gonna look up this judge. I'm gonna look her up.
Probably lesbian.
King County Judge Pyrosine.
She's a lesbian, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Looks like
Or
it.
she's black.
The judicial branch has to be reckoned with at some
Yeah, you gotta
point.
deal with this. Like, the whole reason we were able to get away with it for years, because the judges at least try to be, impartial.
Or pretended to care about, like, the foundation
Yeah.
of the government.
At the bare minimum. Like, yeah, they might have been hacks, but they were like, okay, we can't rip up the Constitution. We gotta actually, like, be in line with things. But no.
Now they're just openly like, well, I just want to judge based off of my feelings.
Yeah. Give Washington.
What is it, Susan Amini or what?
What?
Is it Susan Amini or?
It's like Pyrosine. That's the name of the judge.
Okay.
Look at the case style range. Yeah, so I guess I don't know the full details, but I guess it's like the guy says something bad about COVID or whatever, and they're saying he has no free speech or some crap like that. The judges, her argument is no, you don't have a constitution. It's not lawful. Very stable, very very stable system we got here. I pulled their tweet because there's another one I think. Yeah. This is what Robert Barnes said. In Seattle, it is now a crime to report another's criminal conduct if you have the wrong politics. The main evidence used to convict a local COVID vaccine protester was that he reported the crimes of several lefty activists. Yeah. It is a crime to report someone else's crime. Anyone want to go to Seattle? Anyone want to go to Seattle? What a shit show. What a fucking mess. So, yeah, like, John, you're the intellectual. How would you, like, even deal with this? How?
How would I deal with what?
The judges. So how? If they're this insane, how to get rid of them?
Well, I mean, the measures that I would take are a little bit drastic. I don't know if they're very suitable for this audience, but
Oh dear. Oh,
no,
God.
no, 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 no. No, I mean actually like legal action. I don't mean like violence.
Oh, like, yeah, Armed
Um,
Revolution.
no. I think generally there has to be just a completely reform of the federal courts. I think the federal courts have to have power drained from them and brought to state courts, and state courts have to be able to, if state courts have issues, we need to find a new layer of arbitration for them to use rather than the federal courts, because the federal courts are just they're rotten to the core, and I don't trust them anymore to enact
Oh.
the laws of this country. So yeah, I am an advocate of arbitration replacing the ridiculously oversized power of the judicial branch of our federal government.
One more thing. Did you see the tweet from Andrew Styles?
Would know.
I think I sent it in the chat earlier.
Who?
Andrew Styles.
What is this? What? I'm gonna like this. What? Within a decade, Sean Hannity will be bragging about owning an electric car, and left-wing radicals will be blowing them up in protest. What?
Tweeted March 12th, 2015.
10 years ago. Wow.
Wait, what tweet is this?
So Andrew Styles, Free Beacon, he said that within a decade, Sean Hannity will be bragging about owning an electric car, and left-wing radicals will be blowing them up in protest. He said this 10 years ago.
I don't see the link to that tweet. Do
It's
you
from
have it?
earlier.
Oh, this is general.
I'll just send it again.
Trade Seattle to Canada for Alberta. You know, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, Canada, you can have Washington. Make it a suburb of Vancouver. Go right ahead. Alright, we need an election system like in Japan. They keep the urbanites from ruining cities by just making rural votes worth more. Well, that was the whole idea of the system we had here, but yeah, how did that go? How did that go? Alright, so I think we're at the stream here, guys. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share it with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. We shall be back later today with a new video and a stream maybe Friday. We'll see. And yeah, Godspeed to all of you.